Hi, I am Kiran from Kiran Testing Academy. In this series of videos, we are going to have a look on interview questions. So let's start with this series. So now let's talk about few important interview questions. These questions are related to bug and bug reporting process. So if you are experienced, so technically you may get this kind of questions in your interviews. Like, can you explain key components of bug reporting? Key components. So here key components in the sense it may be fields. Correct? If you are using some Jira or Bugzilla or any other defect reporting tool, or if you are using something like Excel format or a worksheet format or some issue tools, so generally you have some components where you fill all the details, isn't it? So those generally known as key components. So can you explain key components of bug reporting? Or they may ask you, please let us know good practice in bug reporting. Or they may ask you, so can you explain a bug reporting process in your organization or in your project? Or even an interviewer may ask you that, have you reported any bug in your previous project? If yes, please let us know the process. So these are the common questions what you get from bug reporting point of view. Okay, so let's discuss about this interesting topic. So let us talk about key components of bug reporting. Now, before understanding about key components, we need to understand about few things. Like generally, bug reporting happens in multiple ways. Some organizations uses their own inbuilt tool. Some companies use some Jira or any other similar kind of tool. Okay, it may be Jira or it may be Bugzilla or any defect reporting tool, I mean to say. Okay, so the components or the fields what we have in that tool. Okay, so there will be many components, but I am talking about the major components or major things what we need to focus on in the interview. Okay, the first thing, title. See, for the test case, you know how important title is. Same like that, even for the bug also, title plays a very important role. Okay, title. So we need to brief about the bug, a quick conversation. Okay, some cases in the title even will be providing with some unique ID also, that also happens. Next, description. So in the test case we have core intention, goal or scope what we have discussed. Similarly in test case description, here we have description, isn't it? Similarly in test case description also we need to give detailed information about the bug, like what happened, okay, why we are calling it as a bug. So all those things we need to explain in the description. Okay, and description plays a very important role in search criteria also. Whenever we have a number of bugs in your list, okay, so obviously while reporting a new bug, we'll try to search like whether this kind of bug already exists in the channel or exists in the pipeline or not. We are going to check it. So for that also description helps a lot. Next and very important one, step 2, reproduce. It's nothing but step by step guide we need to provide to the developer to understand exactly what process you have used while identifying the bug. In the sense, assume that there is a bug in your orders page. If you say that directly, saying that there is a bug in orders page, that may not sufficient, because to move on to the orders page we have multiple ways. Assume that you have recently made some purchase, you will get an email. Correct? If you click on the email like in the previous orders, directly we will take you to the website and where it displays the orders. That is one way. Or just open your website and log in, click on my account, then go to orders, then we'll get the orders there. Means there are multiple ways to reach to that orders page. Correct? So here we need to describe to the developer that what process you have used. Okay, so that it will be easy for the developer and they are going to check that exact route to identify that issue easily. Next, expected and actual. This is obviously an important. If you want to say it as a bug, then we need to say that what we are expecting according to the client requirements and what actually found. Okay, why we are calling it as a bug, why it is deviated. So all these things once comes if you write expected and actual. Okay, and environment plays a very, very important role. Yes, so definitely we need to provide environment details here. Environment in the sense it may be software or hardware, what operating system you have used, what browser you have used, what version of browser you have used, what devices you have used. So all this information we need to provide to the developer. Next, the severity and priority. The severity and priorities plays a very important role in bug reporting. Okay, so it will help you, or it will help developers to understand the criticality of the bug and as well as the time frame of the bug to be get fixed. Okay, so severity and priority itself is an interview question actually. Okay, so if you want to know about severity and priority, I have the videos on that. You can just please check that about severity and priority. Okay, so that itself is an interview question. Severity and priority. They may ask you define severity and priority. They may ask you give some, according to your experience, rate some bugs as severity and priority. Okay, so that's very important. So here in the overall view, severity in the sense how much it is affecting your application. Priority in the sense priority is indicating to the developer that okay, if I give high priority as a tester, I'm indirectly saying to the developer that guys, I need to get it as much as soon as possible. Okay, so that's what severity and priority. Next is attachment. We all know that, correct? Video speaks or image speaks a lot than words. So a screenshot, a relevant screenshot or a simple video really helps a lot to understand the bug. Okay, and even the version information. Okay, what version you have used. Okay, that also we need to explain. If you have any additional notes, that can also be given, but major components are title or summary, description, steps to reproduce, expected and actual, environment, severity, priority, and attachments of screenshots and versions or any additional notes. These are the main components of bug reporting. Next, as I said, they may ask you a good practice in bug reporting, almost similar. Okay, so you can explain that. So they may ask you, like in the interviews, can you explain a good practice in your bug reporting? Or even if they ask you what is your process of bug reporting in your organization, even in that case also we can explain the good practice to them. Okay, so how we do, what are our practices in the organization, that really helps in the interview. Okay, so first thing, while writing the description or even while writing summary, make sure that it should be clear. Okay, don't use any complex word. So easy to understand. And moreover, the next point is provide complete information. So include all the details like steps to reproduce. Okay, and if you have any other issues, anything which really helps to get the bug fixed, definitely we need to use that. Next, try to reproduce the bug multiple times, at least 2 times what we say actually, but the thing is that at least reproduce the bug a couple of times. Okay, whether it is consistent or it is offset, so even you will understand that. Okay, so as I said earlier, don't make it complex. Make the steps as simple as possible. Okay, give an easy instructions to the developer so that they can understand the workflow. And never and ever forget to include a screenshot if it's a bug, or if you feel that it's a bug. Take a screenshot or video or whatever it is. A visual context is really required. Okay, and in spite of all this, majority of the bugs will be rejected on the basis of duplicate actually. Yes, so before reporting any bug, check, do we have any similar bug in the pipeline already, which is reported by you or your team members? This generally happens. Okay, so search is very important. Search for the duplicate bugs. Okay, it may be in Jira, or it may be Bugzilla, or it may be any issue tracker by your organization. You will get an search option there. You can search the previous bugs, check whether this bug what you are trying to report, it is already reported by your team members or some other in your team. Okay, if it is already in the pipeline, even if you report that, developers will reject that, saying it as a duplicate. Okay, so just even you need to check that. Next, and very important once again. Okay, so they may ask you, like, can you explain any bug in your organization what you have reported? Can you let us know your process of it? Okay, so the same thing as I said. Okay, this is our bug reporting, right? Yes. So this we need to explain in terms of some real example. Okay, here I have taken example of some e-commerce website. You can take any website like bank transaction failure. Okay, anything e-commerce related have taken. According to your experience, you can take any example and try to explain them. Okay, so title is unable to add product to the cart on e-commerce website because there is a problem in my cart. I am unable to add products to the cart of that e-commerce website. So that will be my title, isn't it? Or summary. So description. When try to add a product to the cart, the website shows an error message and the product is not added. This is what my problem is. Okay. So what are the steps I have used? Steps to reproduce. So navigate to e-commerce website. Search for I'm searching for headphones. Okay, search for product headphones and select a headphone and add to the cart button. Okay, so whenever we add it, we are expecting that the product would be added to the cart, but unfortunately in the actual it is throwing an error message, unable to add product to the cart, please try again. Okay, now this are the important things what we need to mention. After that, as I said, environment we need to mention. Okay, operating system is Windows 10 in my case. I'm using a Chrome browser with a version so and so. I'm working on my desktop. Okay, next, in this case, what is severity and what is priority of it? We can explain that. In this case, I have given high severity and high priority because if user can't add item to the cart, okay, the e-commerce website will not run, isn't it? So definitely it is a high severity issue, so we need to maintain it as high itself. And yes, even that should be fixed as soon as possible so that we can move on test other transactions also. Once we add a product to the cart, then only the rest of the test cases will go on. Correct? So even priority also high for it. Next, screenshot attachment. Yes, provide a screenshot attachment and even the version. Means this is how we need to explain, right? So I guess we have covered all the questions which are related to bug reporting. Okay, only about the bug reporting, right? Like, can you explain the components of bug reporting, or can you let us know good practice in bug reporting, or can you explain bug reporting process in your previous project, or something which is related to that. Okay, so this is a very important one which is related to the bug reporting. Okay, so even you are going to get few more say bug from the tester point of view. Okay, but developer continuously rejecting your bug. So what's your thoughts on that? Yes, this kind of questions also you'll get. So how to answer that and all those things we are going to see in the next series of videos. Okay, if you want any kind of interview questions, you can use the comment section and you can write your comments. I'm going to answer your questions. Okay, so please subscribe to the channel and visit kirantestingacademy.com website if you want to purchase courses or if you want to have live sessions. Thank you so much.